Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. How do I do it? Now I have this tip so that they can make a croquette dispenser for their pet, even a dog or cat. Either because they are going to go on several days, or for work, and do not want to leave it without eating but they do not have time to buy one, or do not want to spend much since they will only use it rarely, if it is not that this is the only time. Or simply to replace their dish of croquettes, and fill them by filling each time they require it. Be for the reason you want, I think it will be very useful. So we see what we are going to need. We will need two 2-liter plastic milk boats, and that these are from the rectangular, so that the dispenser is supported. A silicone gun to glue the boats. Fast drying glue that can be optional, and do it with pure silicone. An indelible down to mark the respective cuts, and finally scissors, razor or knife to cut the plastic. Now let's see how to do it. We take one of the milk boats, and measure more or less to cut the upper part, and it is put inside the other boat. And that there are no holes where the croquettes can leave when putting them. More or less as I show them below. We mark with it down the right, since it does not have to be accurate to be able to make the cuts. Already marked, we only pierce with a knife, and begin to cut the part that we delineate as I show them in the video. As always, extreme precautions so that they are not going to cut or hurt in doing so. Remember that you don't have to be perfect, just follow the best that you could mark. Already cut, it will be seen as follows. Now we only mark and cut one of the sides, in this case how the grip has. That is the part that we will cut so that the croquettes to the bolero can pass there. Be sure to cut up to the height of the other boat lying so that they will not pass. Do not worry, everything will make sense in a moment. If you have a hard job to cut the grip, try to do it with a closed knife or a blindness, and so it will be much easier. In the end, it should be more or less as follows. This will be the upper part of our dispenser. We take the other milk boat that will be at the bottom, and that will be our base of the dispenser, and mark with it down the shape of the other boat, so that it can enter and hold. We already marked the knife, and as with the other boat we pierce it, and then we cut the contour with the scissors, making sure not to pass, since we do not want the boat to be lazy when putting it. Likewise, it should be seen as follows as shown on the screen. Already the hole where we will put the other boat, and here we can see the form that our croquettes dispenser will have, that is more or less the shape of an L. Now we mark the opening where our pet can eat their foods in the boat. Remember that you don't have to be perfect, but you will already do it more calmly, and you will surely look great. Again, we pierce with the knife, and continue cutting with the scissors. Try to do it as neat as possible, but if there are many burrs left, they can happen with a sandpaper at the end, and so your pet will not run the risk of cutting. The final result must be more or less as follows. And the two openings of both the boat where we will deposit the croquettes, and the opening so that they can eat them. This is totally optional, but I recommend them widely. Take one of the plastic leftovers of the boats, and make a plaque more or less of the wall measurement of one of these, and about 5 centimeters high. We will paste it in the form of an angle so that when the croquettes fall, they go directly to the part where our pet will eat, and so on every time. They end up falling more and more easily. I repeat them, this is optional, but I think it is more effective. Be very careful when you hit the silicone, because it is very hot. Since they have hit the plate to the boat wall, just wait for it to dry a little, and put it at an angle to paste it that way, as shown in the video. Already done this, we cut the top of the boat that goes vertical to make the lid for this, and can deposit the croquettes every time they are needed. Already finished, it must be seen as follows as seen on the screen. It only remains to paste the two boats with the silicone. Remember to be very careful to hit it since the silicone is hot. Just press the plastic with the other to be well stuck. They can reinforce hitting the fast drying glue by putting all the banks where the boats are found. Like extreme precautions when using this glue, since they can stick their fingers and hurt themselves. This is totally optional, and can also do it with the silicone if they wanted it. Finally, you just have to fill it with the croquettes, and as you can see they change a lot, so they can be sure that at least 2 days your pet will have enough food. Of course, this is depending on the size of your dog or cat. This is how you see the lid on, and as you can see it is not bad. This can already paint or decorate it as you want. I hope that if they do, they send photos to the Facebook or Twitter page to see how they look. As they could see, with only two 2-liter milk boats, and tan silicone can make a croquette dispenser for their pets, and that can get them out of trouble if they do not have, and are presented with a sudden trip, and they have no one who takes care of their dogs or cats. Thus, they will no longer have the concern that whether or not they have enough food or leave them several dishes to complete their portion. I hope the explanation has not been very entanglement, but they can pause the video as many times as they want to check something. But believe me that more steps are seen than they really are. As you know, if you like this video, give it a little man, subscribe, share with all your family, friends, and acquaintances, give you like on the Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and check the other videos, since I assure you that some of them will be very useful. Thanks for seeing us, and hopefully they like this concept. As always, see you in the next videos. Thank you.